Mahila, no snap, no snap. I'm on SSI, but no snap. My parents should be back now. Whatever they did on the flight or before the flight or after the flight, I don't know. But um, if they were time manipulating or whatever it was, but hopefully they just came back in love and everything's okay. So, um, yeah, yesterday was two ducks. I heard them and they were flying east, right in front of me over here in Las Vegas. And so I looked up the strongs of the time that they were flying above me, two ducks, and it was unprepared AMIY, like AMIY. So that was pretty cool that, I thought to look it up and I was like, well, why is it only two ducks? Like, where's the flying V, or maybe I would see like thousands or millions of them if a tidal wave was coming, but it was just two single ducks. So yeah, so I looked it up and that's what it was. So um yeah, the Seattle, they had a shooting at the Bite of Seattle, like Vampire of Seattle. And it was by the center Seattle, and a little streetway with vendors sort of thing that they did, or they do it annually. So I think three people died and two were hurt. So that was yesterday. That was like early yesterday. Okay. So then there was an attack in Berlin, Germany, where they did a car ramming, and it was connected to the Louisiana car ramming. It was connected to it, and that was Hindu. That was the knee of a Hindu knee, was New Orleans, and that guy was like a leprechaun sort of name, that did that. And then the Berlin, Germany was Christopher's Street Day, or CSD, and it was Pride, and it was so Berlin, Germany, and so that related to LeBron James, who went to the 76ers of Philadelphia, and I think he signed a 2-year with them. And I had told Ethiopia before everything went down at Aliante, where they did a coup d'etat of all of us. I said, I think LeBron he's going to leave the Lakers. And Ethiopia was like, there's no way he'll do that. He's going to stay a Laker. He's going to finish off there. So sure enough, he's going to the Philadelphia 76ers. So yeah, so that was pretty cool. And I went to Timbers, which is a restaurant, bar, pub here, and it's kind of like Kesha and Mission Viejo, all that. And she probably went there when she went to Las Vegas. And it's a little bit of an older bar. It's been here a while, and it's on Rancho, and there's nothing by it. It's like a saloon sort of thing. And all the TVs were LeBron James. So I was like surrounded by TVs of all. It was all LeBron James. every headline. So in the same day, just a few hours later, then was Berlin, Germany. And so then the day before that, though, 2 days ago now, was another Seattle. It was the seaplane. It was in Seattle and Kenmore. Okay, and they were saying San Juan and like an island by Seattle. So this seaplane went down. They were all rescued, and that was the sling, like the slingshot of a comet of Obama. So it was Seattle, LeBron, Berlin, Seattle, and that's the way it went. Yeah, so then that was all before these new wages of sin that are like Maxine and Dolly Parton's brother, that those were all before that. Okay. So all we have right now are these wages that are Maxine and Dolly Parton's brother. So that's kind of the update. Yeah, I mean, I've done everything I'm supposed to do. You know, I'm still going. Everything's okay. You know, I'm in Las Vegas. You know, they're getting ready to start school now, so hopefully it cools off a little bit, and that's kind of the update. So, yeah, everything's okay. Just stay frosty. That's kind of what's been going on. Was the second Seattle Obama? I don't think it was. I think it was more of a copycat of like something went down with the seaplane, so now they're going to do something else in Seattle. So in both those are Washington. Okay, so Washington was kind of on the scene, and they've been running a lot of Ursus, Kodiak Bear. They've been running a lot of that, and there's a short video called Pomegranate where they say run a program, and there's a talking Leviathan and a snake that comes out of a woman's mouth and all this Hindu Indian stuff, and you know, exotic dancers and 300 looking people. It's fun. You know, I mean, I think it's okay. I mean, it's kind of like, you know, you bred your species into livestock. It's just a short film. It appeared on my, like an advertisement, and I watched it until the exotic dancers, and then I cut it short, and then this blonde girl showed up on the next advertisement, and she was saying something like the title of it was, and she was like by the ocean or a lake and had like a sweater on, real pretty girl. I think she had short hair, and her name was like, oh, you didn't finish, you know, the after the exotic dancers, like he stands up and marries one of them, or it was acting like it was a good ending. I'm like, and as I'm watching it, I'm like, there's no way this will be a good ending. Like, so anyway, I mean, it's kind of gross. I mean, it's, you know, it's futuristic, but you know, I haven't cut off yet. It wasn't me. It's not me, okay? I'm just saying, like, be privy to these things, that you're wise to it, and just know, okay, we're in the future. I mean, it's like we're there. We're in the future. I mean, Blade Runner, all this stuff, Running Man, it's all happening. Okay, so just stay frosty. I mean, it'll all work out. There's still people talking about Jesus. I went to my home screen and these videos showed up of guys going over the information and talking about Jesus. I mean, BP News Channel, what was the guy's name? He did a great job tonight. So I'm going to subscribe to him, but, he had this military guy on and he was saying all this good stuff. I mean, there was somebody scared that was talking about Bible verses that we need to do something, that like this is all we have to do. This is all we have to do. And I was kind of like, man, I wish he would kind of like, calm down. So some of that is the power, the high spirit right now. It kind of started with Dabu, and I put in my title that he had failed in testing because I had to do that for the title for the Islamic jihadists, who are my brothers. I mean, the way that you cannot see the Bible that I have, that the division between Christianity and Islam. I'm hoping to bring peace, and that they find their Messiah within our Bible, connected to the Jews, and the old Ishmael and Isaac. I hope we can reconcile. That's all. It's not an everyday thing like I'm constantly thinking about it. I think I'm just doing it naturally. So, I love Israel Hall. He does a great job. I mean, I'm not like a man of peace. I'm not like that. It's more like I'm hoping it just happens naturally, where, you have guys like Rabbi Yehuda Glick who knew that the Ezra in the Bible, all of the creatures, like the cat creatures, like that, it's all making sense with the DMs, which are texts, and so I hope that I have a clean onk. I hope everything's okay. Yeah, stay patient. Everything's okay. We're still doing this, okay? I mean, everything's fine. Is God on the scene? I hope so. I really do. And I know that Eve, Cindy was thinking, they call it Arnold and all this, and and then Atlas was going on the comet, and I know I had explaining of the heritage to Liz, and then with Rahab I haven't been able to connect, so I'm hoping that that God would be part of the conversation. So thank you. Have a good night.